Tradition 9. Coda as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. Tradition 9 encourages the Coda Fellowship to avoid organizing wherever possible. This doesn't mean that we don't come together to accomplish necessary tasks. Nor does it mean that we are disorganized. It means that we strive for the bare minimum of organization required to fill our purpose in Tradition 5. One of the ways that we avoid organization is through rotation of leadership. Our trusted servants are simply members that have stepped forward to fill a requirement under the guidance of our higher power and usually for a specific time. At the end of that time, they step aside to allow someone else to have the experience of serving. No one should ever be permanently in a leadership or service position within a Coda group or the fellowship as a whole. This principle might be expressed with the idea that nobody owns a particular job in Coda. Nor does anyone own a Coda group. There is no hierarchy. Our longtime members may share valuable insights drawn from their experience in keeping the group running smoothly, but they have no more authority within the group than the newest newcomer. In these ways, our groups are governed by flexibility or adaptability. If we apply these same principles to our relationships, we allow our relationships to grow and change even as we and our relationship partners grow and change. There is no permanent hierarchy in a healthy relationship. Instead, leadership may pass back and forth depending on the circumstances. We avoid pigeonholing the people around us and stop assigning them roles, either good or bad. Once again, we relinquish the illusion of control. As we grow, we find ourselves behaving in healthier ways, and we become capable of things that used to be beyond our abilities. If this is true for us, we need to remember that it is also true of the people around us. In this way, Tradition 9 also encourages us to be less rigid in our thinking, to keep an open mind. Because we stop assigning roles to others in our minds, we stop having unvoiced expectations of them, leading to fewer conflicts and resentments. Tradition 9, in suggesting the creation of service boards or committees, does allow for one partner or the other to take charge temporarily. The key is that this is a temporary state of affairs based on the circumstances and each partner's abilities and talents. One couple expresses the ninth tradition in this manner. Our marriage as such ought never be organized, but we may temporarily appoint one or the other to special tasks as they suit our interests and talents. Because nobody is in charge of a healthy relationship, we have both the opportunity and the obligation to be active participants in the relationship. This is one of the ways in which we demonstrate the willingness to make it work, discussed in Tradition 3. Ultimately, Tradition 9 teaches us to deal flexibly with our relationships and our relationship partners. We are reminded to allow others and ourselves to grow and to change, with an emphasis on serving the relationship through active participation. Other questions to consider in our study of Tradition 9. 1. In my relationships, when do I insist on being in charge? 2. What jobs do I have in my relationships? Why? 3. When do I allow others to be in charge? 4. Do I try to obtain peace at any price by allowing someone else to take charge? Does this get expensive? 5. Do I pigeonhole others and make assumptions that don't allow for them to grow or change? 6. Do my assumptions about others lead to unvoiced expectations? 7. Do I cling to a particular job or role in my relationship, even when others are willing to participate? Why? 8. Do I hesitate to participate in certain activities in the expectation that my partner will take charge? Why? 9. How important is the honest awareness of my own abilities as well as my own limitations in a relationship? 10. Am I flexible in my relationships? 11. What would I like to change about the way that I participate in my relationships? How can my higher power help me with this? 12. Which of the 12 steps can best help me in becoming less rigid? 13. What other traditions can help me to become less rigid?